Hello, 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 hello. How are you? This is Els coming from Bemis Crafty Corner, and these are my yo-yos. Yeah, so I had a bunch of, quilt type cotton hanging around, and I didn't know what to do with it. It wasn't big enough to make quilts out of, but it was certainly big enough to cut some circles. So I decided to make some yo-yos. So I have a whole bunch of yo-yos. I got a project we can do with them. So I'm going to go ahead and get these out of the way, grab a few that we can use, and give you a supply list. I'll be right back. Supply list. Yo-yos. Some buttons. Now, either the flat kind or the shank. It's up to you. Needle and thread. You can do this with hot glue, so we've got that out as well. I like to make some circles for the back of mine, but that's totally optional. Pair of scissors and little bits and pieces of lace and trim and ribbon and things like that. Okay, so I got my little bits box out. I got a needle and thread going here, and I have some buttons. Okay, so let's do this the easy one first. So the easy one first is just going to be to use the hot glue. So let's see. What do we got? What do we got? Some piece of lace. What else? Oh, we'll get a different piece of lace. That's always fun. Let's try a different piece. See if we like that. Because, we're going to mess with this a little bit. So we'll just take a couple of pieces and see what we like. What else? What else? Ooh. Ooh, I like that. A little bit of green ribbon. That's kind of cool. Get a little piece of that. Okay. Get this out of the way for the moment. So, we'll start with this one. So, we want to put this with the sewn side up because the other side is boring. Okay? So, sewn side up, and then we can kind of decide, what we want to do here. And I'm thinking I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue right here, and then I'm going to put this on there, and I'm going to push it in and kind of poof it, just like that. All right, so now I have that on there. I'm going to add this, just a little bit of glue. Now, if your hands are delicate and you can't do this with your fingers, then by all means, use a popsicle stick or silicone brush, whatever you got. Get that on there, and then I'm going to put this on there. So again, I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue. Put my button on. Now, if I want this to look like it's sewn on, then I'll just, run the stitch through it and tie a bow and make it look like it's sewn on. Let's see. Let's see if I cut enough of this to make a little bow. Nope. But I think I might have a bow. Let me look. I do have some little gold ones. That'll work. There we go. Now I can put anything I want on here. I can add lace or flowers or whatever I want. So there's my piece. Now, this is where the circle comes in. I haven't sewn this one together, but I still want to be able to put it down, you know. So I'm going to put some hot glue on the back of the circle and just glue that onto the very back here. And that way I have a solid paper piece to be able to put this down. If I want to make this a paper clip, then that's a different bit. Let me get this out of the way and I'll grab the paper clip and I'll show you how to do that real quick. Because that's easy. So I'm just going to grab my paper clip. I'm going to put it on one of these dots. I'm going to put hot glue on this one. And then I'm going to put this set down. And I'm just going to wait for that to harden. And then it's a paper clip. Okay? So we're going to do these and I'll be right back. All right, so let's do this one. So here I have some little netting. I think I'm just going to bunch this up. Put it on here. That piece of ribbon I pulled earlier, I liked that. Okay. And then I have this little shank button. So we're going to sew this one. So I'm going to come up from the bottom. And this is not really sewing so much as it's just up and down. We're just trying to catch all of the material. Okay? Ooh. Got that stitch wrapped around the ribbon. There we go. So I'm just going to go through it a couple of times, you know, 2-3 times, just to make sure that I've got it kind of secured into place. And then I'm going to start putting my button on. And that's easy. You're just going to go through the shank. Keep hitting that piece of ribbon every time. All right, let me get one more stitch. And then back down. And then again, I'm just going to take this, I'm going to put my needle through my stitching. I'm going to take the end that comes out of the fabric, wrap it around the point of my needle 2-3 times, and then I'm just going to bring my needle through that. And that's going to tie a knot there for me. Okay? Cut that off. And again, if I want to put this on something, I'm just going to hot glue piece to the back that gives me something flat to glue to. Okay? So that's the second one. We'll let it cool. Now we're going to do this one more time, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. Okay? Because I can hear people now going, but I can't sew through the back and get the button on. I know. So I'm going to take my needle and thread, and I have this kind of gathered lace, and I'm just going to go back and forth through it, little stitches. Okay, let me show you. So just little stitches, okay? Across. I'm going to leave the tail. And I'm going to go all the way across this little piece of lace. And the trick here is to make sure that I come up on the same side of the lace as I went in. So since I went down here, I want to come up on the other end. Okay? And then I'm going to tie this. And the first tie, I'm just going to draw it all together. And then I'm going to put the second tie on it. Okay? You'll notice I haven't taken my thread off. And I'm not going to, because I'm going to use that to sew. Alright, so now I have this. Okay? And I've kind of made a little bit of a rosette. I'm going to get rid of this end string. And then I'm going to bring in my button. And I'm going to sew my button into the center of my rosette. It's a lot easier to do this, because now I can go down, I can come back up, and then I can slide it through my button. Come out the other side. Hey man, go through the hole. Go back down through the lace. And I can see everything I'm doing here, okay? I can come back up, go through that shank, come back out on the other side. And again, once I have it, and I'm happy, then I could just take a little stitch, wrap my thread around the needle, pull my needle through, and I've created my knot. Go ahead and take that off, and then bring over my piece, and I can either sew this on if I want to, or just hot glue it in the center. And again, a little bit of hot glue on the back. Add my piece. And there they are. Just cute little decorations that you can make. And you don't have to do all of this. If you just want to put just a button on there, you can put just a button. Let me grab one, and we'll do just a button real quick. I won't even sew it on. I'll just show you what it looks like. So here's one, right? Just a button. That's it. Okay? That's it. That's my project for today. If you're new here and you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that button for me and subscribe. Like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends. Check out the community tab here on the YouTube channel, or go on over to the Facebook group. There's a link in the description box below. Check out all the things we got going on. If you need to know what I'm doing, what's coming up next, videos, let me know. And if you would like, send me a video that you want to have me reproduce, or you want my take on it, and I'll be more than happy to do that for you. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. Bye.